So this is Sean Wildermuth. I just got my Windows Phone today. I've been playing with it, setting it up some accounts, and today I'm going to walk you through some of the basic features. Let's turn it on, and we'll see that it starts with a kind of welcome screen. It shows me what time of day. There's some alerts down here. I have some emails as well as a message waiting, so I can just flip that out of the way. This is akin to the slide you'll see on the iPhone. And here is the hub. The hub is a number of different tiles that have information. Shows, you can notice there's a tab for me that includes pictures of me, phone calls, here's some email accounts, and as I go through these, there's a couple of others. We can see that I have one for my girlfriend, I have one for weather, there's one for pictures, calendar, etc. The standard way this phone works is pretty easy. We can look at what is up on the top here by flipping down, doing a little gesture on the top to bring it down. We can see I'm connected to Wi-Fi and that there's a couple of bars with my phone. Normally it's just going to show us the time there. We can go back and forth to see this is the list of all applications versus the hub. There may be more than one hub at some point, or at least I hope so, because I think this might be a little busy as we go on. And let's look at a couple of the features. Xbox Live, which of course is crucial, that everyone watching this should know that my avatar looks like that, and then I have an incredible large amount of gamer point for someone who has work to do and a book to write. We'll notice that if we pan down just a little that there's 3 buttons on the bottom. There's a home button, a back button, and a search button. There's a couple other buttons I'll explore later, but the back always takes you to the last thing you were doing. This may be the last page in the application, or it may be to the home screen. The middle button, the Windows button, always takes you to the screen no matter where you're at, so it immediately gives you access to the hub. Phone calls are pretty standard. We can take a look at a phone call we got, or we could take a look and just make a standard phone call that we may want to do. Let me go back to the home. I like there's a couple of hubs for like people and for me, and I like this hub a lot because it lets me keep in touch with a bunch of different things that are going on in my life. It really lets me keep up with my social network. So we can see these are things that were posted on Facebook, and for the most part they were posted on Facebook via Twitter, but we can see that the last thing I did, let me go back, was say there's a great day for hanging out. That was on Facebook. Here's FYI that I posted through Twitter with a couple of responses on it, that sort of thing. And so I can actually look at Facebook entries, respond to them, and really do the things I want to do on my phone without thinking about it, without launching necessarily a Facebook app or a Twitter app, though I can see those coming out with their own sorts of applications. The mail is pretty trivial as well. We can see that I can just look through my email, and let me go to MLB.com, open up this email, and we can see it's a traditional email. That in this way, this is actually a text-only one. I can respond, or I can file, or I can do those sorts of things. This is pulling them down through Pop today. I've set up a couple of Pop email accounts. You can see one for my Gillitrain email, ADO Guy, Wildermuth, etc. The music video hub is a lot like you're probably used to on the Zune device. It's not quite as full features as the Zune device in that I can't so far figure out how to turn on randomness, but as I run, I can change songs of the things I want to be listening to, and as that plays, as I go into other parts of the app, it'll continue to run even though I'm running different applications. Go back here and just stop it. Now, to customize the screen is actually a little interesting. You go ahead and just hold down the button, and we'll see that it shows the tile I was looking at, and I could unpin it by selecting the pin, or I could actually move it to another area on the screen if I can get the phone to not move so much, depending on where we want to put it. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there for now. You can also, on the settings list, if I wanted to add Stay Glucose Online, if I hold that, it'll give me the option to pin it to the start bar as well. We'll see it here. Pops over and shows it to us on the bar. I've already used this as a development platform, so I've created an app called Stay Glucose to Me. I was recently diagnosed with pre-diabetes. I'm working on an app that will monitor my blood sugar, and this is the beginning app, the way it looks. So as long as you set up your device as a developer device, you can deploy apps directly to it. It does have to be marked as a developer phone today, so it's not perfect when it comes to enterprise development. But I think we'll see that get better in the future. If you've been watching, you've probably noticed that the number of email messages has actually been updated since we've been sitting here. We've been getting notifications from the server that there's new email addresses. Last thing I want to cover in this email is Internet Explorer. And I like this version of Internet Explorer. Let's go to my favorites. Whoops. How do you add favorites? Let's go to my favorites, and of course my favorite website is my blog. And we can use the standard pinch, zoom, and drag to really get what we want here and zoom in. And the implication for using this as a web browser is actually pretty good. Clicking on things works. Everything, every site I've been to in its full form, if it doesn't have a mobile site, certainly works. And even things like movable GIFs, we'll see that my famous turning head is still working. And they do allow you to do things like tabs and such. So in my next video, I'm going to go ahead and explore the development experience of actually creating an app and debugging it directly on the phone. So for now, that's me, and that's good, and we'll talk soon.